three of our captains, and Coach Gait. Coach is going to start with an opening statement. After that, take questions. You can raise your hand if you want.
Not the way I envisioned senior day going, but it was a very good team we played today in Notre Dame. They were outstanding. All facets of the game, capitalized on our mistakes, and put the ball in the back of the net. Again, I've been saying it all year. I'm very proud of the team for never giving up, never quitting. You know, they truly left it on the field, and you know, unfortunately, the record is what it is, and kind of defines our year. But I think it doesn't show the effort and the work that these players put in to try and have success. And I'm very proud of that effort. We had a tremendous number of guys come back that bleed orange for a fifth and sixth year, and I wish the outcomes were different, but I know that I've truly enjoyed the experience of getting the opportunity to know some of these guys, and you know, they've helped create a foundation for this team for the future, built on hard work, effort, and you know, we'll take what they've started and we'll build from there in the future. So I wish them all luck. I know they're outstanding individuals, and they'll be great to our community, and they'll be amazing alums. So I thank them all.
Gary, how would you evaluate yourself after your first season coaching the men's group?
You know, I obviously looking from the outside, it was a interesting year. You know, switching jobs, bringing in, you know, Coach Petramala, TD Ireland, and having Pat March here. It's an opportunity to improve, much like the team needs to improve. Our staff will improve. We'll evaluate, make adjustments, improve, get better. That's the one thing I will say about the coaches. They're not satisfied with the effort that we put in. I know that Dave and Pat, TD, they've put tremendous amount of work into this, and you know, if results were just based off effort and work, you know, we'd have a better record. But it's based on everything, and you know, there's room for improvement. So I think it's a great opportunity for me as the head coach to reevaluate, really look at it, and make some adjustments. So I think you'll see a little bit different how we work next year as a staff.
Yeah, Gary, can you be a little more specific maybe about some of the things you would like to see improve going forward? I mean, your defense had some issues this year, and you know, do you feel like these are sort of schematic things, or these personnel things, or are these just new staff, new guys trying to figure out sort of what pieces fit where?
You know, we had, I think it all, you know, for our staff, you know, it starts, you know, injuries are always a tough thing to deal with. So making adjustments to what you thought might be a starting lineup and having it turn around and not be a starting lineup. And then I know in the midfield offensively that we had consistently, you know, new players coming in because of injury. And, you know, I think we will evaluate every aspect and redefine what we're going to do next year. You know, like I said, it's not from a lack of effort. These guys put in a tremendous amount of work. It's just a matter of, you know, putting the right players in the right position to have success. So we'll reevaluate and do a better job next year.
what went into this decision to start Harrison Thompson today, and how do you think that goalie competition is going to continue through the offseason going into next year?
You know, I thought he earned it last game, stepping in there and you know, got the opportunity, so we wanted to give him the start. You know, we've talked about it from the beginning. It was Bobby Gavin, Harrison Thompson. You know, we weren't sure at the beginning of the year, and you know, they're pretty complementary players to each other. They're very similar in how they play. So we're going to have them compete, do the best they can, and we got another freshman coming in, and we're going to keep playing and put the best goalie in next year.
And then, Brendan, obviously you passed your father today. Can you tell me about that moment and what that meant?
Yeah, probably one of the coolest moments of my life, being able to look up at him. He's the reason I'm here at Syracuse. He's the reason I'm wearing this number. And he's taught me everything I know about the game, so to be able to look up at him and, you know, share that moment in my last game ever was extremely cool and something I'll definitely remember about this game for the rest of my life.
Brett, last time you guys played Notre Dame, obviously it was the Jay Taylor 8-goal game. Today they had 11 different players score. I guess what's more difficult to defend? Is it like 11 different players scoring and you have to account for everybody? Is it one person kind of having that hot hand? I guess how do you kind of adjust to that as a defense? And you kind of kept Taylor silent today.
Yeah, I would just say overall it's probably harder when the whole team's scoring. I think just sort of at moments we looked good. We supported each other and we rode and sort of played good team defense, and then I think at other moments obviously not as much, and I think that's sort of obviously a theme with our defense the past few weeks, but I think going forward working on that consistency, there's a lot of young guys that had the opportunity to play, and I think all that experience this year is just going to help them so much going into next year. Obviously a lot of things to work on, and they'll address that in the offseason.
I came off and talked with Coach Petromala, just kind of side by side to the sideline. And you mentioned kind of the growth and the younger guys that are kind of the foundational pieces for that unit. And for you kind of learning a system in your last year, a new system, I guess how important was that moment with Coach Petromala and just seeing the growth of those guys this year?
Definitely. I guess just speaking for the group as a whole, you know, there's been a lot of change the past year or two, and then there's obviously been a lot of just off the field issues here. And I think a lot of guys could have taken like job offers or gone on elsewhere where it might have been, you know, something more consistent at the moment. And I just think it speaks to sort of, you know, we talked about how it just speaks to the brotherhood built here at Syracuse and how we have guys that want to be here and we have fighters. Obviously the outcome on the field isn't what you want and what no one wants, but this foundation truly is being built with a special group of guys and a special staff, and just going forward, the future is bright and Syracuse will be back on top soon. And I have so much belief in him and the players and just everyone. And that's sort of what we talked about.
Yeah, Brendan, if we could just take you through that. You knew how many goals you needed to tie your dad. You didn't know where he was sitting. And is there such thing as a game ball in lacrosse? Like, did you get a game ball? Like, what happened after did you see him after the game?
I didn't see him after the game. I told him that it would be too much emotionally. We'll share that moment in private, you know, when we leave the dome for the last time. But no game ball. I think just the moment and just trying to capture that, and you know, I'll never forget looking up there. He's an emotional guy. I'm an emotional guy. I was basically crying on the field. Had these guys run out to me, so you know, I couldn't have asked for a cooler way to end my career. As much as we would have wanted different results, and you know, I'm grateful for every single guy that I've met through this program, and you know, that wouldn't have been so if it wasn't for, you know, the effort my dad put in with me personally and on the field.
Oh my gosh, that was no, it's about these guys, and what they've done here. What my history has nothing to do with today, and it's about celebrating these seniors and the amount of work that they put in, the effort. I can tell you that the only thing is there's a lot more work involved in playing the game today than there was 30 years ago. So I appreciate the effort and the time and the commitment level that these players have been asked to contribute to the Orange lacrosse team. And like I said, they built a tremendous foundation for us moving forward.
Seniors, what have you told kind of the younger players about playing for this program and making the most of your time while you're here?
I mean, just to start off, I think something that we've tried to do, and it didn't even start with us, it started with guys that when we were freshmen and came in, guys like Austin Fusco, Brad Boyd, Steve Rafis, guys like that really helped, build a new culture for us. And it's something that we've been building on for a long time since we got here to Cuse. And I think the main message that, we were taught this year and what we really learned was don't quit, and do everything better than you say that you will do it. I think being here, just like Brendan, this is a really special place for me. It's very dear to my heart. Having my dad who played here and being able to follow in his footsteps and come and wear his number, play in the same stadium and feel that he played on was an amazing opportunity. It's something I'll never forget. I think the guys below us are all ready for the challenges and the new things to come in the years. It's going to be an exciting time for Syracuse lacrosse, no question. They'll be ready, and I think that there's a good foundation that's been built here this year and in years past, and I think that that'll start to show a lot in the near future. So.
Take one more.
Yeah, Gary, I'm wondering, it's such a hard thing to go from, I would guess, from a men's sport to a women's sport. You've got to make all new recruiting contacts. All of it is so different. Did you imagine the learning curve, I don't know a better word to describe that, would be what it's like just in that few brief months from the time you got the job until suddenly you were playing games?
Well, yeah, it is a big difference. And, I relied on Pat Marsh, Dave Petramala to really help us, away from the team in recruiting. But I also respected them very much, that I wanted to let them have the opportunity to do what they wanted to do. And, that was kind of my decision, was let, two-time national championship Dave Petramala coach the defense. All right, and I was taking that opportunity to watch and learn, and now I can evaluate and make changes if there need to be some. So I think it was a great opportunity to have, guys like Pat March, who's super dialed in on the offense, knows what he wants to do, and it was a great opportunity for me to learn from him as well. And again, now I can evaluate and really make some decisions and get us working together a little bit better and hopefully, put ourselves in a better position.